League Town TV are back at this location to interview the manager of League Town Football Club, Lee Caswell. I have some quite awkward questions for him. I hope they're not unfair questions. The camera person today is Nick Profit. He's a young gentleman, and I think he'll do a really good job. Thanks, Nick, for attending today. So let's go and speak to the gaffer. Yeah, it's a nice day. Yeah, summer's on its way, mate.
Yeah. What's that?
Matthew.
Under pressure from his wife.
We've asked Matthew Beebe to take part in this interview, but he's refused. That's it, he's off. His missus won't let him, he's got to go. Unfortunate, but there you go, we can't have everything. Just getting a broom aid. And that's recording.
It says record there.
And then
it says record there.
Yeah, and then get one, please. And then just press that to stop. And that's the thing on the top zooms. But you won't need zoom.
I won't need zoom, will I?
No.
Yeah,
that's alright. Yeah. We've even got the iPad.
Okay.
That's recording.
Yeah.
Kazza, thanks very much once again for agreeing to speak to us.
Welcome to Magic Textiles, James.
Magic Textiles again. We know that us media types can be a little bit demanding, but we appreciate you giving us some time. We wanted to get, because it's end of season, the dust settled a bit. I know you were disappointed. You were very disappointed. Just to get a flavour of things, going into the summer. So I suppose the first things we would ask is, what do you think went well over the season, and if you could change something, what do you think you would? What do you think you'd change, looking back?
I think the season in general was a good season. I just think we had our worst spell. Not particularly playing badly, but we weren't creating a great deal of chances in the last month of the season. Where you want to be going into that month playing well and creating goal scoring opportunities. And I've got to say, it was a real concern for us. Where the goals were going to come from on the run what we had, where I think we won 9 on the spin, and we conceded 1. They were all narrow victories, and we didn't create. Although we were very solid at the back, we didn't create a lot of chances. And unfortunately, other than Gricey, Jordan got a fair share of goals, but nothing like the season before. We relied too much on Tim.
So I suppose, if you could change anything, is there anything you could have done?
Well, I think the shots going. I think that was a massive loss, Liam going. But there's nothing we could have done about that. And to get someone in of his sort of calibre, there was nothing around. That's why Nantwich signing that, I said to you when you asked me about it before, they were crying out for someone like Liam Shotton. And I think we were crying out for Liam Shotton come the end of the season. No disrespect to the lads who come in, but they weren't the physical threat and the goal scoring threat what he was.
You often say my knowledge of non-league football is poor. Liam Shotton, how's he done it in Nantwich? I've no idea.
He's actually been injured, which is unfortunate. He come on our end of season do the races in Liverpool, and I spoke to him there, and he got a nasty kick, and he was out for the last couple of weeks. I think he made the bench on one, but he stayed up no matter what shots did. I think even signing Liam Shotton for Nantwich would have given everyone a massive lift. And
fair play to him.
Sometimes it's not just about him going in there and scoring goals. It's about the lift it gives everyone around the club, because they were in a real dogfight. And Phil Parkinson, fair play to him. He bought him in. We did make him a better offer, but not as good as Nantwich's, and not a 2-year contract. And that's what Liam went for. The security.
Fair enough.
But we did miss him. We did miss him, and we ended up trying different things. I'm sure you're going to come on to one of them. I've seen one of your questions just, and you'll come on to that about how we played in the last few weeks. Well, we did. We missed Liam.
Well, obviously you lost the playoff final. It probably sounded a daft question this, but how gutted were you? You seem
devastated.
You seemed broken.
Yeah, I was. Listen, I think it was Thursday when I finally
Well, just about to say, how do you feel now?
I feel all right now.
Over it?
Yeah, well, I know I'm not over it because I actually think next year's going to be really tough. I've looked, the league came out yesterday, and you're looking at who's going to be Kids Grove are going to be stronger. Shoreline Lane Aquaforce have got plenty of money. Baseford from Nottingham have got plenty of money. Stafford will be really strong. So I know it's going to be. I personally think it's going to be more difficult.
Even harder.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, this is something I've thought about. Is the current system, and this is not sour grapes, but is it not a bit unfair? How do you feel about the second team not going? I don't like that. I think that's so harsh. I mean, you look at the Football League, it's hard enough 3 teams get promoted. Why is it 2 teams, and what's your view on that?
Must be how the leagues above and how they filter in from the different levels, do you know what I think? But my opinion on it is, I think it's brilliant. I think it's cruel, but I think it's brilliant. I've tasted both ends of it. Shepshed Dynamo down here 3 years ago, where we needed to score 5 and we needed Belper not to win. Matt Bradbury gave a penalty away and Ben Chapman saved the penalty, and we went through, and we ended up getting to the final against Ilkeston. Okay, we lost again, but it was a great achievement. I mean, it was probably the best achievement with the group of players we had at the time. It was an unbelievable achievement. But I personally, you know what the score is at the start of the season. You know what the rules are, and that's it.
That's it.
And to be fair, Jim, you look at us. We were able, whether it was right or not. I'll probably be criticised for this. We left a lot of players out of the Goole game, the Lincoln game, just purposely not to risk them with injury. The likes of Grice, Danlick, Samall. Shally, the lads who, Shally played against Lincoln because he's coming back from injury, but we rested a lot of players. So that gives you, I thought, an advantage. Unfortunately, on the day,
didn't work out.
We didn't turn up.
And I suppose, I mean, what do you think went wrong in the final? Because I've not been personally. I mean, people do criticise. I've not been critical of the players because I look at it and think, well, 60+ games, they've been brilliant.
They were critical themselves. I had apologies off half a dozen of them. They were gutted, and they knew. I said to them before the game, the worst scenario for me is coming in here at quarter-5 and we haven't turned up. We haven't shown up. But I've got to say, you look back at the game and Sutton Coldfield certainly deserved the win. But what was the most critical thing was that first goal, because up until then, people are saying to me, "Oh, their centre halves were fantastic." They were, but they were even better when they got that goal. Because they gave them something to grab hold of. And
I was going to say, there wasn't loads in the game. They weren't loads better.
No.
I didn't think. I just think it was a tight, scrappy kind of game. It just went their way in the end.
But we didn't. We went to threat.
No.
We went to threat. We went enough of the threat.
Is there anything you'd have done differently on the day? Is there anything looking back you could have done differently?
I don't think anything we could have done different. I don't know. I personally don't think so, because the pitch wouldn't allow you to play football. So we moved from a 3 to a 2 in there, which gives an extra man up front because we want to get balls in behind, basically turn them and try and get some runners in behind. And it didn't work. But I don't think playing 4-3-3 would have made any difference, if I'm honest with you. We were just we didn't have that quality, albeit it could have been down to the surface. I am critical of the league's pitch. I am. It doesn't help us. You look at us over the last 2 seasons. When it becomes hard and it's bobbling about, we don't look a good side.
Well, some people have said, some people maybe been a bit critical of the style of play the last sort of 3-4 weeks. Some people have gone as far to say we went long ball.
Yeah, we did.
Is that
we
fair?
Did. Yeah, it's a fair comment.
And is that because of the pitch?
Well, if you come and have a look at, well, it's being dug up tomorrow, I believe, but you come on the pitch, the last thing lads want is a ball 30 yards from goal with the back to goal, rolling into and trying to play his way through. The pitch won't allow you to do that. Will not allow. Did you think Sutton Coldfield played a lot of good football?
Not particularly. No, I thought they were direct.
I think the midfield 2 were better than our midfield 2. I thought the 2 centre halves were better than our 2 centre on the day. They were better than us. But what was key was that first goal.
Yeah.
Like it was against Gresley, where we scored and we dug in and we grabbed that. Correct. And I think that's what at that stage of the season, pitches are how they are, it's just so critical.
Well, afterwards in the dressing room, I mean, what did you say, or what did you say?
I was gutted. I said to them, I can't believe I feel as if you've let me down, you've let the club down, you've let yourselves down, and and you will regret this, because this possibly could be our best opportunity to get the club out of the division. Because I knew what was happening, the leagues below, who was going to be winning leagues and coming in, and the league was definitely weaker, Jim, last season. No disrespect to the teams in there, but it was, and
obviously now it's a tougher league.
It's a real tough league, a real tough league.
I mean, 60 odd games, surely that's a factor as well. I'll come on to the cups. For me, and again this is my observation, the cups, they look like you've played every cup game to win and played strong teams. Is that right, would you say?
No, not right. No? Yeah, of course we've played to win. I've got if you look back at the teams against Market Drayton away, Stourbridge away, every lad who was on the bench on the Saturday played in the cup game.
Right. So you were rotating your squad.
We were rotating the squad. People like Sean Kinsella, Reese when he wanted the side, Donners when he wanted the side. They came in and played a part. And what do we do? Do we turn up and
do you have to enter them? Is it mandatory to enter? You've got to
sponsor the league. Sponsor the league. Dudes and Doffs.
There's 4 competitions. You've got FA Trophy, FA Cup.
Well, you want to do well then, because the revenue from that.
But then is it the Dudson Cup, and then the other one was the so there's 4 competitions. Like your dog.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. We did possibly win games. But I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Do we turn up and say, listen lads, I haven't got that in me, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Let's just sack it off tonight. And how does that make me link to the 5 lads who I'm telling every week? Because this is what it's about, the 5 lads every week who are on the bench. You say to them, when you get your chance, come in.
No, it's difficult. It is.
It's
obviously a factor though, isn't it? 60 plus games, for any squad is a lot, isn't it? But I guess that's the price of success if you win.
2 penalty shootouts from one of them.
Yeah.
Ross Etheridge away at Stourbridge it was. We've gone to penalties. We've scored 90th minute, which, not being funny, we had his heads in his hands when we just equalised, but he went straight to penalties. We've got the best keeper in the league by a million miles in Ross Etheridge. I think he saved 4 out of 5 penalties. We were actually telling him off in the dressing room.
Ridiculous. Okay, I've got to touch upon this. For the final sort of month of the season, there was rumours were rife about a Norton consortium. Everyone's saying Scott Dundas was coming in to replace you.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that? What was going on? And how did you feel when all this is going on?
From me personally, I was getting a lot of messages and people who were in the football community or whatever you call it in the area, lads from Kidsgrove, lads from Castle, managers of other clubs, saying to me, this is going to happen. Norton are coming in, and they've offered a substantial amount of money, but there's a basically they've got to bring their manager in, which I can understand, and that to me was a decision what was made, and basically it went to a board meeting and it got voted out, and that's as much as I say about it. And I just think it was disappointing, I'm not going to lie to you, and I think it did affect the players. Lads that know with because it was basically from the Rainworth game, that's when it first come out, and if the club were going to do it, well, obviously it split the club, didn't it? Because there were certain people who wanted it to go through, and there was other people who didn't want it to go through. And I just think it possibly could have been handled better, which is easy for me to say. It is easy for me to say, but it was a situation I don't think it happens a lot, does it? You know, when someone comes in and says they're going to give you...
What kind, I mean, I know you probably can't answer this, but what kind of money
I don't know.
is it significant
It was
enough?
a significant amount. It'd be one season at Leek. He would look after Leek for one season,
right.
I would say.
So obviously there's some people there on the board that have supported it.
Well, I think they did, but they didn't do it because they didn't like Lee Caswell or Matt Beebe. They did it because they thought it was too good an opportunity to turn down. You know, and I can understand that. The only thing what disappointed me was that it carried on. There was a board meeting, no, and then it carried on. I think the club should have gone well, this is what's happened, but you know,
put a statement out.
We're happy with Matt Lee, Darren Cullo.
Because nothing ever went public. There was never any statement from the club that I can recall.
No.
To quash rumours. So that just helped rumours to carry on. I think there was nothing that come out.
Listen, you know, it got out, didn't it? Because there was a game at Leek Town, and I didn't agree with this because Scott Dundas is a good guy. You know, he'll have been put in this position without really. He wouldn't have wanted this to become like this. I can guarantee that. He's actually texted me. I've spoken to him, and you know, he wouldn't have wanted this. You know, when lads are chanting, he was actually at the game and they're chanting about it. It's nothing to do with Scott. It wasn't anything to do with Scott. It was a guy who wanted Scott to have the job at Leek. He was willing to put some substantial amount of money into the club, and there was people at Leek who thought that was too good an opportunity to turn down.
So, I mean, the obvious question is, our relations at the moment between yourself and the directors, what?
Fine, absolutely fine. You know, and it's water under the bridge. We move on. We're looking at. I've had a meeting with the club about next season, and we know where we are money wise, what they're backing us with. Which I've got to say again is typical of Leek. It's brilliant. You know, it's really, really good.
So you're obviously, I mean, it's a daft question because you're more or less answering. You will be the manager next season. Yeah.
I've always said, as long as I'm wanted by the certain group of people who are at the club, I'd stay. And if they obviously do want me to stay, along with Darren, along with Cullo, along with Matt, along with Kitman, Ken, Sam, Walton, Kev Brown, you know, and hopefully the majority of the team who let's be honest, we had a successful season last year.
And as well, I mean, players, there's always movement in the summer. Is there any players you can tell us won't be playing next season?
No, because I had a meeting last night. I know what money we're on now. I'll speak to some of the players over the next probably 3 or 4 days. Tell them where we are, what we can do. But the difference is this year is that Pete's involved at Kidsgrove, and listen, Wardy will be, and I would be doing the same. And I've spoke to Wardy. Wardy's already told me it's open season, as he calls it, and you know, fair play to him because he won't want Kidsgrove being down there. He'll be hurting from, you know, where they finished, and he'll want to do something about it. And by getting, you know, he'll look at Newcastle, look at us, he'll possibly look at anything at Nantwich who isn't going to get in there. You know, and like we all do. But I just hope, with the success what we've had over the last couple of years,
the players will want to stay.
You know, we're having a new pitch, and the club's, it is growing from strength to strength. I really do think that. And I said before the final, I honestly felt that Leek was ready. We were ready. We were ready to go up, and unfortunately, we didn't do it.
Okay, Dan Cope.
Yes.
Dan Cope gets spoken about quite a lot. He did his, obviously, I think it was New Year's Day at Stafford. Great goal.
Yeah.
Great
goal. And not only a great goal, he played really well.
Yeah, they come off. I mean, it was a quality goal. He did his in the cup final.
Yeah.
Offside.
I don't think he was.
Just offside.
No. Ash Jackson's ear played him on. I've seen Ash's ears.
That's harsh. Well, it was marginal. I thought we were just off. And I've even seen. I looked at Dan's Twitter account because that's what we do. We intrude. And I saw a tweet that suggested, or he said something along the lines, he's looked after at Stafford. You can interpret that how you want. I was thinking, is he saying there he wasn't looked after at Leek? Was there any acrimony in his.
Well,
his
I would hope
departure.
he's not saying that, because the supporters club actually paid towards Dan Cope's operation, and I speak to Copey. I text Copey after the game, text Copey after the game where he scored his wonder goal. There's no problem with me and Dan Cope. And listen, Dan Cope's a nice lad, but let me tell you, he'd have enjoyed scoring against League, and wouldn't you?
Yeah, no problem with celebrations and all.
No problem. I'd have done it 10 times more. I'd probably still be running around Vale Park now. You know, and
so there's no issue.
No issue whatsoever. He's a good player.
So I'm just trying to provoke you into saying no
problem
issues,
at all.
No issues. Brilliant. If he was available to sign, would he be someone you'd be interested in?
He's a good player. He's a good footballer. He's got goals the year before in a poor Stafford side, and he's got goals this year in the Stafford side where he's been in and out of the side. So what have I just said to you? Towards the end of the season, we didn't score a lot of goals. There's a lad who lives in the town, you know, and if he's surplus to requirements at Stafford, I'll be after him.
Right, there you go. Exclusive. Come to Leek, Dan Cope. I'm getting to the end now, I'm getting close to the end. Matt Bell, did we miss him? Would you re-sign him?
I don't think we missed him. I think we missed him at the club because of his personality. You know, again, he'd come on the end of the season, he's texted me after games, and you know, he is interested in coming back to League, but as all the players do, they'll weigh up their offers. You know, that's the thing. Scott's at Witton now. And Witton will want to be getting back up. Witton's a big club. It's a good job for Scott. Yeah, and I wish him all the best there. You know, but they'll have a decent budget there. So I've already read that they're going to look to tap into the Stoke-on-Trent area. So there'll be players. Well, I actually know there's players who they've spoken to who are with us. I also know they've spoken to Bally. So we just got to wait and see. Make them the offers. They'll weigh up their offers, and we'll have to take it from there.
Pre-season, is there any who plans the pre-season matches? Who does that? Do you do it?
Yeah.
Is there anything you can tell us yet?
It's
is it too early?
It's not too early. Obviously, we've got to play all on the way
because of the pitch, obviously.
And the problem is that you don't get teams at our level who want to play Elite Town because they want to play like we would. We want to play Vale. We want to play Stoke if we can. Crewe, you know. Maxfield, where we generate funds into the club. So I've spoken to clubs at our level. They're not nastily, but they're waiting for, like Michelo's manager, he's waiting for Derby, Sheffield United, Alfreton to come back to him, so he can't give me a date to play.
Right.
So we're playing teams. We've got Congleton. No disrespect to Congleton, it's a great setup there. Congleton, West Didsbury we're going. Roaster will go again. We've got one, it looks like we're going to be at Grantham the week before the season starts away at Grantham,
right.
Which I want to speak to you about because I want you to get plenty of people on a coach, so we'll have a jolly good out into Grantham.
Sounds
which
good.
will be a good day, won't it?
Absolutely.
Before the season starts, you know, everyone's ready to watch a game of football. So it is difficult this year, and it's also difficult for the club because there isn't going to be any revenue coming
in. That's pretty much it. I mean, I suppose the final thing we'll say, you know, I mean, I get to speak to quite a lot of people around the club that aren't club officials, shall we say, and I would say that you have pretty much unanimous support, which is, and I'm sure the last couple of games, the support down there was brilliant.
2-0 down against Sutton Coldfield, where we were playing, he's shouting my name, it was, you know.
Brilliant. So I think, you know, and I would like to say thanks because you've always been approachable. We admire you, we want a piece of you. So cheers for that.
Thank you.
And thanks Nick.
Cheers, Nick.
For doing the camera work. Cheers, Kazza.
Cheers, Jeff.
Ciao, matey.
Top man.
No problem, good interview.